Hello everybody and welcome to the Liverpool review. Today we've got the live watch along with Liverpool versus Athletic Club. Kickoff is just under 7 minutes away, so let's dive in with the team news then to see who Liverpool are playing against Athletic Club. And it's a first start in pre-season for Alisson Becker. First start, I mean, in a full 90-minute match. Becker comes in, which is great to see. Centre-back partnership of Matip and Van Dijk, which again, great to see this partnership back. We were thinking, were they going to play Matip and possibly Konate? This has been rumoured to be potentially the starting centre-back partnership against Norwich in just under a week's time. But Van Dijk gets the nod, and great to see him start as well as he comes back from his long-term injury. And a left-back, Robertson, comes in to start. Tsimikas has been starting most of Liverpool's pre-season games prior to this one, but Robertson gets the start. And on the right-hand side, we have got Trent Alexander-Arnold. In the midfield then, it's the same midfield that started against Hertha Berlin in that 4-3 defeat. Milner comes in with Keita and Elliott as well. And Elliott was just talking, actually, speaks really well, Harvey Elliott. He was talking just before kickoff and the preview show, and he was basically saying how happy he is to be at Liverpool. Pretty much was the kind of this in summary of what he was saying in the interview. But he does speak really, really well, and he was very keen to get across the fact that he is just so happy to play in a Liverpool shirt. He was asked, where do you prefer to play? And he said, it doesn't matter, as long as I'm wearing the badge and I'm on the pitch, that's where I'm happiest. So it's Keita and Elliott in the midfield with Milner as well. And up top, looking particularly strong as well. Salah out and Salah in and Mane in, and Jota gets the start as well. Minamino did start recently and has been starting in that forward number 9 role. Firmino on the bench, but Jota comes in. No Thiago and no Henderson on the bench for Liverpool today. Jurgen Klopp in his pre-match interview did say that they should be getting minutes tomorrow. We know Thiago is carrying that knock that he picked up, so he's still recovering from there, but Klopp has said that we should expect him to feature tomorrow in a game against Osasuna. And Henderson, of course, coming back from the Euros, still coming back. He is in the stadium, but he's not mentioned in the lineup today. On the bench, we've got Karius, Pitaluga, Williams, Gordon, Woodburn, Beck, Kane, Morton, Bradley and Cometio make up the bench. And again, this being a preseason game, I'm fairly certain we can expect to see a lot of them make an appearance at some point, most likely in the second half. Of course, we are playing against Osasuna tomorrow, so one eye on that. No Konate on the bench, no Minamino, no Joe Gomez either. So again, probably Klopp thinking, well, we've got a game tomorrow, let's just give them the day off today, and they'll get more minutes coming into the preseason game tomorrow. So kickoff just under 3 minutes away, and I wanted to move away from Liverpool to talk a little bit about our opponents today. We are up against Athletic Club, or Atletico Bilbao. So a few facts about our opponents then. So foundation in 1898. They've won the Liga 8 times and the Copa del Rey 23 times. They are the second most successful team in the Copa del Rey behind Barcelona. Kind of at mid-table finish last season in the Liga. They finished 10th last year. And probably, I mean, from an English fan's point of view with Atletico Bilbao, in terms of transfers and key players, well, probably where they're most famous in England is selling. Actually, of course, they did sell Kepa Arrizabalaga to Chelsea for 80 million euros in 2018. So yeah, those probably kind of, like I said, most notably for English fans in terms of the transfer market. A couple of notable victories in their pre-season. Of course, they played against Southampton yesterday and ran out 3-1 winners. They also had a 2-0 win over Borussia Dortmund and a 1-0 win over Dynamo Kiev as well. So quite a strong start to their pre-season so far. And they're an interesting team, Bilbao. They are only one of 3 teams never to have been relegated from the top tier of Spanish Spanish football from La Liga since its inception in 1929. That alongside both Barcelona and Real Madrid. So really La Liga pedigree. They certainly are stalwarts of La Liga. So it's going to be a very, very interesting game. The players are just warming up on the pitch. We've just got Van Dijk and Matip in shot at the moment. Again, great to see those two starting, and particularly with Van Dijk as well, who's looked pretty good, actually. He's looked pretty solid in pre-season. He came on for a few minutes with Joe Gomez against Hertha Berlin, and then against Bologna as well, where we played the two 60-minute matches, and he looked pretty solid. He's kind of, obviously, we know he's his commanding self. He's an incredibly talented centre-back. So, and it looks though, however, it hasn't taken him long to ease back into the team and to get his fitness levels up and kind of adjust and get back into the rhythm of playing at centre-back. So it's really, really good to see. Mo Salah, of course, starting. He's looked really sharp, as has Sadio Mane, actually, to be honest. He's been really impressive this pre-season, Sadio Mane, and hopefully he can carry that into the first game against Norwich. We're expecting big things from Mane after not a disappointing season last year, but certainly not, what by his own admission, not his very best season that he's had in a Liverpool shirt. So we're expecting good things, of course, and from Jota as well. Really exciting. He's actually a personal favourite of mine this pre-season. Just the way he can trap a football, his jinking runs in behind the defence has been really bright. So if he can stay injury-free this season, it's going to be really, really good, I think, to see Jota. And whether he gets the nod ahead of Firmino in a starting 11, we'll see. But it's great to have that option of Jota coming on. And of course, Harvey Elliott, who is getting more minutes in this pre-season, staying at Liverpool, not looking to go out on loan, which is really, really good to see. Anfield, of course, that's where they're playing today, and it is with fans, which is really, really nice to see. They're estimating about 40,000 fans in Anfield, so about 75% capacity. And of course, we know Anfield with fans is just a completely different place without them. They are the 12th man, so it's going to be really, really good to see fans in there cheering Liverpool on. Start for Naby Keita. This is hopefully Naby Keita's season where he can really solidify himself as a starting midfielder in this Liverpool team. We do and have expected big things from Naby Keita, but of course an injury-blighted start to his Liverpool career, coupled with kind of coming on and off really throughout, hasn't really had that consistent time in Liverpool's starting 11. But we hope, again, if he can stay injury-free, we'll see the best of Naby Keita this season, and we're really looking forward to him. Such a talented player, so let's hope he can stay injury-free and perform at the highest level. It's going to be really, really exciting. So we're just underway, or kickoff rather, imminently coming up. They're still warming up. The Liverpool team. Klopp was speaking in the pre-match interview today, basically saying how happy he is to see fans back in the stadium. Again, he was kind of reiterating the point that it just isn't the same when you play football without fans. So he was very, very happy to see fans back in the stadium, and it looks as though that's going to continue into the start of the season, where we're going to see fans. I'm not sure the capacity. I don't know if they're going to limit the capacity in the stadiums or whether they're going to allow full 100% capacity. We'll see, but certainly we'll find out as we kick off. But again, there are going to be fans. There is going to be noise. That crowd noise, that fake crowd noise that overlays the commentary, is probably going to disappear, I would have thought, and it's going to be replaced by real crowd noise. So really, really looking forward to that. So again, they're just kind of waiting for kickoff. We're going to basically, I think, while we wait for kickoff, should we talk a little bit about some of the bigger news outside of Liverpool that's been going on over the past 48 hours? And probably the biggest news, I would say, is Lionel Messi leaving Barcelona. Gave a very emotional press conference today in which he was saying that he just basically would have liked it to have ended in a different way. Obviously, he's been at the club since he was 13 years old. I think it's about 21 years he's been at Barcelona. Obviously, an absolute icon, arguably the best player ever to have put on a a Barcelona shirt. I wish he did put on a Liverpool shirt, actually, to be honest. That'd be great to see. Don't think we're going to see it, though. Rumours, and it's looking pretty likely that he is going to Paris Saint-Germain. Julien Laurent, the French football correspondent, basically saying as much earlier today that the contract is in place, and it looks perhaps, to keep an eye out for tomorrow, might be a day where they're moving a little bit further along. Possibly whether he gets confirmed as a PSG player tomorrow, we'll see. But I think ultimately we've got to talk about Barcelona. They are losing their icon. They're losing the greatest player to have played for Barcelona, arguably. And I think, well, where do we stand on Barcelona? Well, there is quite a shocking kind of statistic that came out when really this all started, when the Messi kind of news was starting to break, that you look at Barcelona's revenue versus their wage outgoings, and essentially with Messi it would have been at around 115%. That means 115% of their wages versus revenue. Now obviously that is completely unsustainable. However, what is really interesting is that if you take Messi out of that, they're still at 90%. So 90% of their revenue goes to players' wages, which is absolutely obscene, really, when you think about it. And I think La Liga have got it. I think they've put a cap on it. The reason why Messi had to leave and the reason why they can't register players like Sergio Aguero is because they're still at 90% without Messi. So they've got to bring that down, I believe, to about 70% in La Liga in order to be able to register these players. But it kind of begs the question, really, that why would you sign Sergio Aguero? Why would you bring in, I think, 4 players they bought in this transfer window, if they knew that that was going to take them above and way beyond the cap, the wage percentage cap for La Liga rules? To me, that's either, I mean, it must be brutally honest, that's either incompetence, that they just didn't know that they were going to be pushed over, or they perhaps felt, well, the rule doesn't apply to us. We're going to somehow find a way to get around this. We're going to find a way where we can bring Messi back in, albeit on reduced salary, and also bring in players like Sergio Aguero, Memphis Depay. You know, it does really kind of, I think, it really does, well, I mean, it really does beggars belief that you can mismanage the situation that catastrophically, that badly, in the way that Barcelona have done. So it's a really disappointing for La Liga, of course. You know, La Liga looking to really kind of export out much bigger than they have been doing La Liga. But at the same time, they're going to be without their star man, Lionel Messi, who looks likely to go to Paris Saint-Germain. We'll see, again, confirmation probably coming of that tomorrow. But really, as a product, what is La Liga? I mean, La Liga is still a very competitive league, don't get me wrong. But those kinds of players that help a league really transcend, really elevate their status. Players like Messi, of course, Ronaldo previous to that, and Messi, of course, really made La Liga such a promising and such an attractive proposition for fans outside of Spain. But you take those two away, and you kind of look at a La Liga now where it's probably going to have to start regenerating itself. It's going to have to start rebuilding itself. Maybe this is a transition. I think they've sold off 10% of La Liga to CVC. And so we'll see what happens. We're still waiting for kickoff. I think it should be coming up shortly. The players are still warming up, unless my live stream is on a horrendous delay. I thought it was a 4 p.m. kickoff. Let's see. Yeah, no, they're still warming up. It does look as though they'll be starting relatively soon. We're just looking at the Athletic Bilbao players now going through their final warm-up. So let's go back to Barcelona, and let's talk about perhaps the transfer market more broadly, because it's not just Barcelona who seem to be in financial trouble at the moment. We're also seeing teams like Inter Milan. Now, Inter Milan, of course, who have accepted a €115 million bid from Chelsea for Romelu Lukaku. That looks to be pretty much tied up. I think Lukaku will be in the UK tomorrow. There were talks, I think, that his medical was going to take place today and officially announced as a Chelsea player tomorrow. €115 £15 million on their former striker, of course, Lukaku. They're at Chelsea from 2011 to 2014. Now, of course, they are getting a seasoned striker, a striker who you could now potentially put in that elite category after his title-winning season with Inter Milan in Serie A last year. But again, for me, it begs the question. Now, players who are moving for that amount of money, we've seen it with Jack Grealish going to Manchester City as well. What are the knock-on effects of that? Well, we're seeing the pandemic completely change the financial dynamics of clubs. The reported losses of clubs owing to the pandemic because of match revenue, ticket revenue, etc., has been depleted because there haven't been any fans in. So then from there, you spend £115 million on a player, one player. You've got to start to think, is this financially viable? Is this financially sustainable? And I know as a Liverpool fan, it is incredibly frustrating when other teams go and spend big amounts of money on players. But for me personally, I think I'm quite relaxed at the moment about it. I'm happy so far that we haven't gone out and, not to say overspend, but certainly spend beyond our means. I do think that we've got a structure in place at Liverpool that is financially kind of savvy. I would say that certainly are financially cautious, probably you could say more arguably, but at the same time, you've got to really understand that we are living in a very financially restricted time. Although, so it begs again the question, clubs who are able to afford, for example, spending 100 million on Jack Grealish, spending 115 million on Lukaku, where is that going to lead, basically? That's my one concern. That's my one worry. Where is it going to lead for the clubs like Chelsea, like Man City, like Paris Saint-Germain, but also the wider effect that that's going to have on the transfer market? Because you think that a centre-forward now of the quality of Lukaku, if you think Lukaku goes for 115 million, how much does Haaland go for when he may go next season from Dortmund? We'll see. He's certainly in demand at the moment. Certainly Dortmund don't look to be selling him this year, which is good for Dortmund, good for Haaland as well. But let's say, arguably, if a team does go in for him and expresses really strong interest in Eric Haaland next season or in 2 seasons, how much is he going to be worth? Because they're just going to point back to Lukaku, to Jack Grealish and say, well, if those players are worth 100 million and 115 million respectively, then we're going to be asking minimum, 150, 160 million for Eric Haaland. And then it really does start to become, well, only 1, maybe 2, possibly 3 clubs who can afford that kind of money for that kind of player. So the other point as well that concerns me a little bit about such high transfer fees is the fact that you're also being able to write off players pretty quickly who also commanded very high transfer fees. I'll stay with Chelsea for a minute because I think Chelsea have got a good example of this in the club who sold him, who we're playing against today, in Kepa Arrizabalaga. If you think that he was a world record just before Becker or just after Becker, he was now the world record transfer fee holder for a goalkeeper at 80 million euros. Now, if you think that Kepa Arrizabalaga, who is now no longer the first choice keeper at Chelsea, how do you justify, or rather, how can you afford to invest 80 million euros in a player that you get 1 season out of, or potentially 2 seasons out of, and then go, actually, he's not that good. We're going to need to bring in another keeper. In Chelsea's case, it was Mendy. What then happens to players like that, and what then happens to fees like that as well? Because I think you could argue on the one hand that if you've got a fee where you're paying 80 million and he's not going to be a first team player, or he's not going to last, say, 2 seasons, what do you then expect from that fee? And then also, what does that mean for fees going forward, where players be like, well, okay, we can apparently afford to spend 80 million on a player that we're not really getting long-term use out of, that we can just kind of think, okay, on the subs bench or resell potentially. But again, it's going to be interesting to see if these players don't work out. And I'm not saying Grealish and Lukaku won't work out, of course, but if they don't work out, what's their resale value? It's going to really, really diminish, or they're going to have to keep them, play them intermittently in the season. and then maybe after 2 years, 3 years, sell them on, but take a massive hit on what they paid for them. So I think the transfer market is a really, really interesting time at the moment. And we're just getting reports in now. Sorry, just looking at the stream here, we're getting reports in that kickoff has been delayed until 4:30. So that is now 15 minutes away, or just over 15 minutes away for kickoff now. It has been delayed by 30 minutes to 4:30, but we'll stay on the air, of course, because we do have plenty to talk about before kickoff today. And don't forget, of course, if you are enjoying this and you do want to be alerted to updates and more kind of live watch-alongs as they come up throughout the season, don't forget, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and you'll be alerted like that when they come. So just if you're joining us now, kickoff delayed until 4:30. So if you are watching on catch up, just skip forward from this time now by about 15 minutes and the game will have started. The live watch along will have started. But let's focus, or let's go back to the transfer market. Now, as a Liverpool fan, this transfer window, you can't help but feel jealous. I think that's just a normal reaction when you see other teams buying players and buying players of the caliber that they have been buying them. There is sort of a slightly envious feeling that you get, which normally bores itself out in frustration at your own club for not spending that money themselves on it. But when you look at Liverpool's team this year, and when you look at Liverpool's squad, I think this year, for me personally, I think there may be, well, definitely one, possibly two areas where I think we probably should strengthen. The first one, and the absolute, I think, is most likely Gini Wijnaldum's replacement. I think with Gini Wijnaldum going to Paris Saint-Germain, that has left a Gini Wijnaldum-shaped hole in the Liverpool team. He was, I think, one of Liverpool's most consistent players. He really was. He was a fantastic midfielder. He gave his all for the club every time he played. I don't ever see him, or I never remember him having any form of attitude problem or any form of issue with the club, apart from towards the end, of course, when they had the contract breakdown. But when he was playing for Liverpool, he was incredibly consistent. And he was also a player who he was very versatile within that midfield. And I think that when you've got a player like that, and a player, one of his greatest attributes was the fact that he just never seemed to lose the ball. He was so good at winning it back, but when he got it, he would always get it on to another Liverpool player. He never was dispossessed. He could just hold on to the ball so well. And if you think about that midfield now, and we're seeing Keita, Elliott and Milner starting in that midfield. I mean, Milner, okay, we've got Tsimikas now at left back to cover for Robertson, so we don't anticipate Milner dropping down to left back unless both Robertson and Tsimikas do get injured. So you do have Milner who can come into that kind of Gini Wijnaldum role in the midfield. Of course, when you think about the kind of more defensive midfield option, naturally you would go to Fabinho as your first choice. And then when you look ahead, we do actually have options, which is good, which is maybe why Wijnaldum potentially, I hope I'm wrong because I do think we need to replace him, but it may be the fact that we could get away with not replacing him this season when you look at the other options in that Liverpool team, of course. You know, if you think your perfect midfield, that midfield three, who would be your starting 11? Mine personally would be Fabinho, Thiago and Naby Keita. Personally, for me, but the obvious question is, where do you start Henderson? Where on earth does Henderson come into that? And I wonder, probably most likely, I think Henderson will probably sit into that midfield with Fabinho and maybe Thiago, and he'll look to players like Naby Keita, possibly Curtis Jones to come on as subs potentially. But I wonder how Jurgen Klopp does have a decision to make around that midfield and how he gets players in. Most likely it will be Fabinho, Henderson and Thiago, I would have thought, who do start. Personally, I'm a bit of a Naby Keita fanboy. I do love him. I love Henderson as well, so it really pains me to think that he wouldn't maybe start in that midfield three. But I do think as a midfield three, as a complete midfield three, with the obviously defensive mindset of Fabinho and the quality that he has as being the lighthouse in that midfield. You've then also got, of course, Thiago, naturally, with his creativity, we are hoping again he can remain injury free and really bring in that creative style that he's got coming into the midfield. And then, of course, Naby Keita, just to add that attacking flair to support the front three. That would, again, like I said, that would be kind of my preferred. But do you miss Gini Wijnaldum from that? Do you think that a midfield possibly of Fabinho, Thiago, Wijnaldum, Henderson, for example, to come in? There is a bit of rotation, obviously, there, but maybe we could get away with it this season. We'll see. But I think probably most likely for Liverpool this season, we may pick up injuries, and that's when we may start to miss someone like Fabinho, Gini Wijnaldum in that midfield. So if you're just joining us, kickoff has been delayed. We will be starting at 4:30 today, and so that's just under 10 minutes to go before we kick off. And if we go back to transfers then, and we look at the wider sport, I'm just going to bring up something here. And let's take a look then. So we do then have some breaking news. Now, there's been talk around Tottenham, of course, who have just signed Romero for 50 million. Now, there's also talk, this came out kind of late yesterday, about Lautaro Martinez from Inter Milan. Of course, Inter Milan rumoured to be wanting to sell. Again, one of those clubs that are potentially in a bit of financial difficulty at the moment. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens with that. But Lautaro Martinez, yesterday it came out from a news outlet to say that Tottenham had an offer accepted by Inter Milan for Lautaro Martinez. However, today, just before we came on air, Eurosport put out an article basically saying his decision is to stay. Now, that quote comes from the agent of Lautaro Martinez, who has confirmed that Inter Milan forward wants to stay in Serie A despite firm interest from Tottenham. So Tottenham certainly are interested, as rumoured were Arsenal. But it does seem, according to the latest news, that Martinez will be staying at Inter Milan, or at least wants to stay at Inter Milan. I think that is probably a really key difference, actually, between whether the player wants to stay and whether the player will stay. Now, it may get taken out of his hands if Inter Milan do need to sell players. If they do, then it may be that we see Martinez in the Premier League, most likely, according to the latest news, at Tottenham. But it could be Arsenal as well, who are also rumoured to have had interest in Martinez. But interestingly, kind of later on in the article, this Eurosport article that came up, it does say still that Tottenham have agreed a £60 million plus deal with Inter Milan for striker Martinez, according to reports. And again, ahead of Arsenal jumping across there, and this is reported in the Times, that Martinez is being bought to play alongside England striker Harry Kane. So at the moment, Tottenham not having any intention to sell Harry Kane to Manchester City. However, it does look like Martinez's interest from Spurs is certainly there. He was linked to Barcelona last summer. Of course, that does leave Inter Milan with quite the problem if you think that they have, of course, lost Lukaku, set to go to Chelsea, and Achraf Hakimi as well, who has joined Paris Saint-Germain for €60 million. Martinez will be the next up to go, which depletes Inter Milan's team somewhat. So it would be interesting. So again, it looks as though Inter Milan would only really sell him, you would have thought, if they really needed to. So if he does go to Tottenham, if they have accepted that bid, as has been reported by Tottenham, 60 million plus, and he does go to Tottenham from Inter Milan, then you can only really think that Inter Milan are doing that because they have to, because of financial restraints or financial restrictions. So we'll see. But again, Martinez's agent at pains to say Lautaro is happy at Inter and Italy. His decision is to stay, suggesting that no deal is imminent should it still be viable. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, and we'll see what goes on. I mean, Inter, of course, would most definitely want to keep him. Martinez, it sounds like, wants to stay, but again, financial constraints, financial difficulties may force Inter's hand into selling Martinez again to Tottenham, most likely, which is obviously, Tottenham to come in. Arsenal have been long time linked with Martinez, so again, we'll see what happens. But it does look as though that there is a lot of players out there who are going and who are leaving. I think Lukaku, of course, was very respectful to Inter Milan. I believe he did say that he was happy at Inter. I think as late as the end of June this year, him saying that he is happy at Inter Milan. Most likely, I would have thought he would have wanted to stay at Inter Milan, or would have been happy to have stayed at Inter Milan. But again, when an offer like that comes around, it's very, very difficult to reject. And of course, Lukaku, with those ties to Chelsea, probably still he wants to come back to the Premier League and prove really that he is an elite striker, and come and perform at Chelsea. So we'll see what happens with Martinez. We'll stay abreast of it for now. We'll just turn our attention back to Liverpool Athletic Club, or Athletic Bilbao. It has been delayed until 4:30, so just under 5 minutes to go until kickoff. The water sprinklers are on. The fans are in the stadium. I'm not sure of the reason why it was delayed actually by 30 minutes. Perhaps we can just take a look and see if anything had been announced as to why. Let's take a look. So kickoff just 5 minutes away. Okay, so reporting from the Liverpool FC News 4 minutes ago, it looks as though the reason for the delay to kickoff was because of huge queues outside of Anfield. So it has been delayed by 30 minutes. According to Liverpool FC News, the match was due to start at 4 p.m, but large queues have been building up outside the ground due to teething problems with the new ticketing system. At 3:54, the club tweeted kickoff had been delayed by 15 minutes, and then further announced that it was delayed until 4:30. Videos and images posted on social media showed significant queues outside the stadium leading up to 4 p.m, with empty seats inside, which could be seen by Echo reporters in the press box. So confirmation there that kickoff has been delayed due to queues forming outside Anfield. It doesn't look as though there are too many fans than seats inside the stadium. Liverpool FC News look to be suggesting that it is because of a ticketing system issue, with the new ticketing system that has led. But looking at actually now at Anfield, they are back with the pitch side commentators, and it does look pretty close to, well, I mean, I would say that is about 40,000 people in there looking at Anfield at the moment. So it does look like the fans have gone in. Remember, we are at about 75% capacity with fans today inside Anfield. About 40,000 are in, which we will see. Sorry, they're just panning round. Yep, so kickoff confirmed 4:30. So just under 4 minutes to go until kickoff. And don't forget to join us on the chat. Don't forget as well to hit the like button and hit subscribe as well. It's great to have you along. Jun Sang, welcome. You are watching from Korea. Wow, 12:30 in Korea. That is commitment to the Liverpool cause. It's great to have you along. Hope you're enjoying the watch along as well. Sorry it's been delayed. God, it's quite late there as well in Korea. So that delay probably hasn't helped. But great to have you along. And don't forget as well, comments in the chat. What are your hopes for the season? What do you expect as well for Liverpool this Premier League season coming? I am cautiously optimistic about Liverpool, it must be said. I really do think we can challenge for the Premier League. I really do think we can challenge in the Champions League, and I really do hope that we'll have one cup as well. It'd be nice to see a domestic cup, possibly the FA Cup, I think as well would be good to see. But we'll wait, of course, to see that. But I am optimistic about Liverpool's chances this season. I think we do have an incredibly strong squad. We do have an incredibly brilliant manager as well in Jurgen Klopp. So we'll wait and see. Kickoff looks to be imminent. We're thinking about 3 minutes away. And we'll bring you the live watch along here on the Liverpool review with all the action, commentary on all the action as it happens. And the players have just come off. They're doing the final preparations on the pitch, and I think we can expect to see the players coming out. Confirmation of the team news then. Alisson Becker starts in goal, Matip and Van Dijk as the centre-back partnership, with Robertson on the left and Trent on the right. In the midfield, we have Milner, Keita and Elliott, and then starting up front we've got Salah, Jota and Mane. No Konate on the bench, no Joe Gomez on the bench, no Thiago on the bench either. Thiago carrying that knock, although Jurgen Klopp did confirm in his pre-match interview that Thiago is likely to get minutes in the match tomorrow against Osasuna, and that's probably understandable why we're not seeing Konate, Gomez, Minamino and so on in the squad today, with one eye on that match against Osasuna tomorrow. With Athletic Club, then we have got, well, let's see what we're doing with Athletic Bilbao. Like I said, very interesting team, really, really interesting team. Only one of 3 teams in La Liga never to have been relegated from the top tier of Spanish football since its inception in 1929, along with Barcelona and Real Madrid. I think they've won the La Liga about 7, possibly 8 times. They've won La Liga. They've won the Copa del Rey 23 times, which is the second best record for the Copa del Rey, one behind Barcelona. The players are now coming out. They're coming out onto the pitch, so it does look like we're going to get going at 4:30. And I know it's a pre-season, but we can still get excited. It is Liverpool playing. It is Liverpool playing at Anfield, and it is Liverpool playing at Anfield to fans as well. So this is really, really exciting. And we'll be kicking off in about 1 minute's time. So Jurgen Klopp coming out into the dugouts. The players are now coming onto the pitch. James Milner does captain Liverpool today. Of course, no Henderson. He is in the stadium, but not back yet. As You'll Never Walk Alone reverberates around Anfield, it will be sung by fans. And this is a fantastic sight. Really, really beautiful to see. And you can tell from the players' expressions as well. They are soaking this up, look incredibly happy to be there in Anfield with fans in. So crowd capacity estimated to be at about 40,000 fans, so about 75% capacity of Anfield. So there will be noise in this pre-season. There will be 40,000 people cheering on. Well, I'm not sure. Yes, no, it will be. It'll be mostly Liverpool fans, of course, in there. I'm not sure if there will be, or what the ticket allocation for Atletico Bilbao would have been. Of course, very difficult to travel in the pandemic at the moment. So we would expect the large majority of those 40,000 fans inside there to be cheering on Liverpool as they hold their scarves aloft as You'll Never Walk Alone sings round Anfield. And Jurgen Klopp talking in his pre-match interview about how nice it is to have fans back in the stadium. He said he spoke to a few of them before they came in, and we know Jurgen Klopp feeds off that passion, and he really encourages fans to shout, to scream, to sing during Liverpool's game. So you can imagine how happy he is to see Liverpool fans back inside. Big smile on his face as You'll Never Walk Alone comes to an end. So a slightly delayed kickoff, 4:30 it is. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and say hello in the chat. We'll give you a shout out as we go through. Mike Dean is the referee for today. That's interesting. Didn't expect that. That is Mike Dean there. And we have kicked off. So let's start our timer as well. And here we go. You'll Never Walk Alone still reverberating around the stadium. Of course, Jerry Marston's classic. I think that's just the fans so happy to be back inside Anfield today. So Liverpool in possession, currently knocking it around the back with Matip down to Van Dijk. Made a pretty comfortable start here, Liverpool. Comes out to Robertson on the left, still at the back. Milner into the midfield, tries to play a long ball forward, but it comes off an Osasuna player and back to Alisson Becker, who's currently on the ball now. And Milner looking to play his first long ball. It's a nice one. Out to Mane on the left. Mane coming on his traditional jinking run, cuts inside, but an Osasuna player just gets his foot in on the ball, dispossesses Mane, and the ball gets cleared out. Comes to an Osasuna player out in attacking position on the right. Williams crosses the ball in, and it flashes across goal with no one there, actually. It's half a chance for Osasuna, you would have thought. Ball flashes across the 6-yard box. Osasuna player just not there to pick it up, but the ball goes out for a Liverpool goal kick. So Williams flashes a ball across, and there's no other Osasuna player there to get on the end of it. Dangerous ball in. Good run forward there. Becker kicks the ball out. A goal kick to Liverpool. Picks up Mane out on the left-hand side. Plays it back to Robertson. Lovely crossfield ball over to Trent. How many times do we see Robertson hit a ball like that? And Trent, obviously, as well on the other side. It's just so good, those two. Milner dispossesses nicely. With Liverpool, this has been a real sign of Liverpool pre-season so far in their games. So we'll come back to that in a minute. Keita running up now, plays it into Elliott just on the edge of the area. Elliott goes down. No penalty. No real complaint from Elliott there, to be fair. It looks as though he may have just lost his footing as he went down. We'll see it again. But quite bright, and this is testament, I think, to the way Liverpool have played their pre-season so far, actually. They do press, obviously, as we know, extremely high, but they've brought that intensity into their pre-season. Jurgen Klopp, in his pre-match interview, saying how sharp the players have been and how match fit the players have been, and you can really see that in the way that they're playing these pre-seasons game. They're not taking it easy. It's not your traditional pre-season. They are really going for it. And a lot of, we saw it in Hertha Berlin game, a lot of the possession, a lot of the goals that were scored in that, or the 3 of the goals that were scored in that Hertha Berlin game, coming from winning the ball high up, that counter press football that we're seeing, of course, so famous with Liverpool. That's been an absolute joy to watch over the years. It's great to see it again in the pre-season. So Osasuna with a relatively dangerous free kick. They play it short, but Elliott is there to knock it out. It is an Athletic Bilbao throw deep into Liverpool's half. They've won it back here. Marcos just gets dispossessed there, and it rolls through to Alisson Becker, who rolls it out to Trent, who is off now down the right-hand side. Checks his run slightly, looking to play a ball up. Plays it up to Naby Keita. And plays it back down to Trent, and they kick it back to Alisson. So Liverpool under a bit of pressure here at the back, and Robertson does win a throw. He tries to play a pass, but the Athletic player does knock it out, or does intercept it. Liverpool are playing it confidently, albeit, but are playing a little dangerously in the back here, passing it around. Lovely 1-2 there from Elliott, and Trent releases Trent as he runs in. Naby Keita, lovely ball forward. It may have a bit on it. Yotta's chasing it. Yeah, the ball's just got a bit too much on it there. You could see the intention from Naby Keita. Trent plays a lovely 1-2 with Elliott. Cuts back into the middle of into midfield. Trent plays it to Keita. Keita then knocks it a ball forward towards Yotta down the left-hand side, but it's just got a bit too much on it, and it goes out for a Bilbao throw. Lovely play from Williams there. But he misplaced ball to Salah. And Salah knocks it back to Trent, who plays a delicious crossfield ball to Robertson, who just miscontrols it, just gives that Bilbao player an extra second to get in on him. But Liverpool have won it back here again. That press, won it back high up. Jota's on the edge of the area, plays it into Mane. Mane, he's still on it, but he comes out to the corner flag. Did have a chance there to put in Jota, but two Bilbao players just crowd him out, and Liverpool go back. It's with Naby Keita. Elliott with a bit of space on the penalty area. Lovely run in. Plays it out wide to Robertson. Milner plays a lovely check ball in to Mane, who was trying something clearing there. Tried something clever. A ball plays into Mane just on the edge of the penalty area, and he tries a back flick. Not sure whether he was thinking to play in Jota or Salah, or whether or not he was going for a shot, because there was a lot of pace on the ball from Milner coming in. So he may have just been trying a kind of backheel shot there, but not to be. Feeds through to Athletics keeper. And Milner comes a little bit heavy in on Bilbao's number 9, Williams. Takes him out as a free kick to Bilbao. Slightly sloppy there from Matip, but he recovers well. Matip, he plays a sloppy ball, intercepted by the Bilbao player, but then manages to re-intercept the ball and win it back, and Elliott wins a foul just outside the centre circle. So Liverpool on the ball here. Bright start from Liverpool, looking to get forward. You can see what they're trying to do, come down the wings with Trent and Robertson. Seen early signs of them looking to switch it up as well. So two lovely crossfield balls, one from Robertson and one from Trent to the other. So you can see what Liverpool are trying to do, work it down those wings. With Robertson on the ball here, plays a nice ball into Jota, back to Robertson, back to Jota, who tries to play a Mane through, but cut out by Bilbao. And it goes out for a Liverpool throw, although a foul has been picked up by Jota, and that will be an Bilbao throw. So welcome along if this is your first time to the channel. This is the Liverpool review. This is a live watch along of Liverpool versus Athletic Club, or Athletic Bilbao as they're more commonly referred to. 8 minutes in, still 0-0. Liverpool with a very strong team put out. We do expect substitutions, of course. It is pre-season, but do start very strongly here against Bilbao. Bilbao, of course, off the back of a 3-1 victory against Southampton yesterday. Back-to-back games, similar to what Liverpool were doing, of course, with Osasuna tomorrow. Liverpool currently on the ball at the moment, back with Becker, knocking it round the back. Slight offside here. Yep, flag has gone up. Remember, there is a change to the Premier League this season with refereeing, with VAR as well, but namely with offsides. Linesmen encouraged to flag if it does look obvious. Of course, we did see last season flags staying down, even if it did look to be very obvious offside. But essentially, common sense has been told to be used by the assistants. If it is a clear offside, then they do raise their flag. But of course, that was... Mane here. Bilbao's keeper just about there. Mane was charging down the keeper there from... so ball essentially comes over. The Bilbao keeper comes out, but he comes out too far outside the penalty area, so he can't get his hands on it. And Mane was chasing him down, but he did manage to coolly turn his back, check Mane, and pick the ball up. But a slight sniff of a chance there for Sadio Mane. Pressing in. Lovely ball through, though, here. Bilbao onto the attack. Comes in. Bilbao hit the side netting. Chance for Bilbao. A lovely ball again. Ball comes in. Yeah, so the ball comes in into the penalty area. So the stream went down. Ball comes in through the penalty area, flashes again across that 6-yard box. Williams doesn't get a contact on it. Comes to the other Bilbao player running in, who hits the side netting. Real chance there. And you probably would say that Bilbao have had the two best chances of the game, albeit two half chances with two lovely balls coming in. DeMarcos providing it from the right-hand side there. Williams just unable to get onto the end of it as it goes into the side netting. And Bilbao winning a throw just on the halfway line. And here comes Elliott with a lovely early ball over the top to Salah. Salah. It was a lovely ball from Elliott just outside the centre circle. Although we're still with Liverpool here. Lovely ball from Trent back in. Out to Keita on the outside of the area. Back to Milner. We'll stay with it. Robertson just out on the left-hand side here. Liverpool still on the attack. It is back to Van Dijk, but deep inside Bilbao's half. It comes out to Robertson again on the left, who plays a lovely ball round to Sadio Mane. Picks it up, goes down. No penalty, Mike Dean. That was a big shout. I would have thought that was certainly a bigger shout than the previous one on Elliott. But the ball starts with a lovely ball from Elliott. He plays a chip ball through, over, comes over, and over through to Mohamed Salah. And Salah just tries to chip. You can see what Salah's trying to do. He tries to chip. And he really does. But we're back to Liverpool here. Jota comes in with a chance. Jota, goal! Yes! Jota with a goal! It was the replay. They were still replaying. No idea what's happened. Comes back to live coverage. Jota picks up the ball inside the penalty area. And he runs through and he fizzes it through the keeper. It's a lovely goal. I don't know what happened in the build-up here. Like I say, we were still watching on the stream. We were still watching the replay of that Salah chance previously. But here we go. It comes from a high press again. They try to play it out from the back, Bilbao, but they lose the ball. Comes out to Keita. Lovely ball. Mane. Oh, that is a beautiful touch. Controls with his right. Releases Jota with his left. Jota away and buries it bottom right corner. It's a lovely bit of play. But again, it has all come from that Liverpool high press. They've been doing this game in, game out in the pre-season, winning that ball as they do so well. And it's come to fruition here as Jota scores, which is really great to see. And Naby Keita there. That was a lovely ball. So Naby Keita placed the money. And they've got it again here. Again, off the replay. Salah in. Comes out to Elliott. Who, can he pick a ball out there? Right, or camped out right on the Osasuna box here. Bilbao box. I'm getting a dead game ahead of me here. Against Bilbao, but okay, it comes to nothing. Honestly, it's blink and you miss it kind of stuff at the moment. They go to a replay in the moment. And I tell you what's really nice to hear actually as you're watching this. What is really nice to hear is you're alerted to it by the fact that the crowd are cheering at the time. And then we're still in the replay, you don't know what's going on. They pan back and then Liverpool had a chance. So another chance there. Didn't really come to much there. Unfortunately, but Liverpool 1-0 up and we can catch our breath and update the score. And it is now 1-0 to Liverpool. With a lovely goal. Again, just to speak a little bit more about that goal. So Keita gets the ball. He immediately spots Mane. Mane kind of with his back to the Bilbao defender. Lovely. It's two touch and it's out. So he controls it with his right. He releases Jota, who's running in with his left. And then Jota runs in and tucks it under the keeper into the bottom right-hand corner. Beautiful finish. Lovely celebration from Jota as well. Some sort of alligator. Not sure where that comes from. Or crocodile, rather. But we'll perhaps find out what that is all about later. But really lovely goal as well. And lovely, welcome to the chat, everybody. Do smash the like button, do hit subscribe as well if you are watching along. Great to have you along, of course, and great to see you in the chat as well. Really nice play. Agree with you there, Young Sang. Nice game with Diogo. But Liverpool away here. Salah up to the left, up to the right. Salah comes into the box. He's got Jota in the distance. Jota's in there. Oh, and Jota just on the edge. Bilbao clear it off the line, but it's a beautiful, beautiful counter-attack from Liverpool there. One end of the field to the other. Salah released, aches the space down the right-hand side, cuts into the box. Jota running in down the left-hand side, comes in. Salah finds him, and Jota, just because of the pass, Jota has just overrun it slightly. I say overrun it, slightly just coming behind him. He tries to grab it with his right. He does get a connection, but there is a Bilbao defender there on the line to clear it. But Liverpool on the counter looking so threatening here, and Salah looking super sharp, as is Jota as well. This is a front three to be very excited about with Salah, Mane and Jota. But a beautiful ball out. Salah picks it up just on the right side of the penalty area. Picks out Jota outside the left, pass inside. Oh, and Jota just doesn't quite get enough. It's a pinpoint pass from Salah across the 6-yard box. Jota with his left, just tries to, I don't know whether he's trying to have a shot. Looks as though he can't quite get the ball over. And it ends up bouncing back out into a Bilbao player who clears it away. But Liverpool on the attack here again with Elliott, who's jinking. He's jinking. Oh, he gets dispossessed. Not short of confidence, Elliott, which is great to see. I'm sure that will come as the more games he gets, the more he gets used to this Liverpool system. But great to see him on the ball. Great to see him running at Bilbao players. Liverpool still on the ball here. Comes out to Robertson on the left, passing it round. Naby Keita. Liverpool, again, pretty systemic of the way that they've been playing in this first 15 minutes, trying to find the wings, cut inside, and they're doing it beautifully. Oh, lovely link-up play, and it is a free kick to Liverpool on the outside, just outside the penalty area. This is a dangerous free kick on the left. Robertson fouled, goes down, who has stayed down, holding his right thigh, it looks to be. Little concern, of course, because although you do have Tsimikas on the bench, but you don't want to see Robertson grimace like that. He is up, though. He has put the ball down, and he is stepping over it, so it doesn't look too serious from Robertson. Trent and Robertson on the free kick, just outside the penalty area on the far left-hand side for Liverpool. So Bilbao with a bit of work to do here for defence. We have Robertson and Trent standing over it. Ball gets played in by Trent, and it gets cleared away. It was nicely worked, although it didn't quite come off. Robertson laid it off to Trent, and sadly doesn't quite come off as Bilbao clear it away. But clear it away only as far as Elliott, who's on the ball, whips in a lovely ball with his left foot, comes out to Trent, who's still lurking in the midfield, could get a shot away here. Trent, he has. Oh, it's a great save from Bilbao. Oh, Trent in the middle. Will we see that in the future with Trent Alexander-Arnold? We don't know. He's right back for now, but he was kind of floating in that midfield. He was over on the left-hand side from the free kick, picks it up just outside the area, beats a man. It's a lovely, opens his body up beautifully and tries to tuck it away in the top right-hand corner. Probably not enough power on the shot to trouble the keeper. It was a relatively comfortable save for the Bilbao, but Sadio Mane here taking your breath away. Oh, Sadio Mane. Liverpool, you can't catch your breath at the moment. This is superb. Sadio Mane down the left tries to cut the ball in. One of those balls where he tries to cut it back, but there is a Bilbao player there to cut it away. But Bilbao cannot get out of their half at the moment. Van Dijk with a beautiful intercept. And Trent Alexander-Arnold, again, still in that midfield position, plays it out to Elliott on the right. Salah picks it up on the edge of the Bilbao area. This is a chance here for Liverpool. Comes out, Milner on the edge of the box, plays it in beautifully to Jota, although it's got too much on it and can't be done. Keita picks it up on the edge of the box, comes out to Robertson, whips in a lovely ball, beats everyone, and it comes out to Elliott, who's still on there, tries to get a ball in. Oh, and Elliott just takes a deflection off Bilbao player, and Bilbao get it away. Catch your breath kind of stuff here. Really lovely play. Trent again still in that midfield. The last couple of transitions here, Trent really being in that midfield has done well, actually. Again, he's been in there because they're still playing from the left-hand side where Robertson from that early free kick. But Liverpool really have found their feet in this game, and they are playing with incredible pace. And Van Dijk with a beautiful ball up comes to Robertson. Mane on the edge of the area. Mane just gets caught out by a Bilbao defender who does take it away. It's with Williams on the right-hand side here for Bilbao. And nothing comes of it as Liverpool pick up the ball with Salah, who tries a lovely ball through. Jota, oh! Jota, you would expect to trap though. Salah with a beautiful ball over the top. Jota with the run, and it just comes over his head. Jota sticks a leg out, and in pre-season against Bologna, there's a chance here for Williams. Chance here, he's in. He's in, Williams. He's in. Can he get it out of his feet? Oh, he can't. Alisson picks it up. There was a chance there for Bilbao with Williams. Beats Becker. Van Dijk manages to get back onto the line. It comes over Van Dijk's head. It's a lovely ball over the top here, but Williams just takes too much time really on the ball. Becker, Alisson, Van Dijk and Robertson able to get back, and nothing comes of it. But chance there, Liverpool almost caught out with just a simple ball over the top. It was a good ball. I say simple. It was a good ball over the top. Beats Van Dijk, comes in from Williams. But Liverpool now back and safe with the ball. But it's a beautiful ball. And Van Dijk again. My God, the man could hit a blooming golf tee from 100 yards away. Oh, it's beautiful. Van Dijk can hit a pass, as we know, but he has just hit a 60-yard ball across to Salah. Pinpoint, absolute pinpoint. Beautiful to see. Nothing comes of it, sadly, and Bilbao with the ball. 20 minutes gone then. Liverpool 1-0 up with a Jota goal that came earlier on. And we're just pausing here. These watch-alongs are tough. You do have to pause as something happens. So you've got to commentate on it. Bilbao do have the ball here and do have the ball on the edge. They're coming attacking down the right-hand side. This is a good opportunity for Bilbao. As they come in, the ball deflects, comes out to Harvey Elliott, who clears the ball away. And that has turned into a potential chance here, although Jota released. Nothing comes of it as Bilbao do get the ball back to their keeper and get it safe. But Liverpool 1-0 up. Really bright start. Really high-paced stuff this game. Liverpool, again, doing what they do best. Doing what they've been doing all pre-season. Winning the ball high up. And that was what led to the goal from Jota earlier on. Winning the ball high up. It was a mistake by Bilbao. Tried to play it out from the back. Lost the ball. Got turned over. Came out to Keita. Played it into Mane. And then Mane with a lovely ball through to Jota, who finishes bottom right-hand corner. And that's where we are, 22 minutes on the clock so far. Liverpool 1-0 ahead, and Liverpool with the ball at the moment. Very impressive start. Van Dijk showing his class not only in defence but also going forward. What an asset that is to have Van Dijk back to pick those balls out. He has hit a beautiful 6-yard chip just about 2 minutes ago over to Salah, but nothing came of it, sadly. Liverpool with the ball at the back, playing it from out the back. Nicely, actually, playing it now. Jota's come back just inside Liverpool's half. That was a potential foul there on Jota, and it has been given. Just inside Liverpool's half here. Jota picks up a foul. And that is coming out from the press, of course, from Bilbao. So Bilbao are pressing high. They're kind of trying to match us at the moment. But here we go with Trent down the right-hand side. Can he pick out a cross? Plays it nicely to Elliott on the outside the edge of the area, who picks a left foot shot. Oh, tell you what, that was a delightful effort from Elliott there. The ball comes out, lovely ball, and it's almost Salah-esque. He picks it up, opens himself out, and he just hits it wide. It's just outside the penalty area. Yeah, he's got time as well. He really does. Opens his body up, tries to pick out. It is Salah-esque, and it is whisker past the outside post there from Harvey Elliott. But lovely, lovely effort, and lovely to see the confidence flowing through Harvey Elliott. He speaks so brilliantly, Harvey Elliott. He speaks so well. He gave a pre-match interview ahead of this game before kickoff, where he was basically said he was asked, where is your best position? And he basically was at pains to say how much he wanted to play anywhere on the pitch. As long as he had the Liverpool badge on his chest, as long as he was playing, he didn't mind. He said, I will go where the boss puts me, which is a really healthy attitude. And he speaks so brilliantly as well. Clearly a very confident young man, but a very articulate young man as well. And it's great to see him getting so many minutes in the pre-season so far. And Liverpool coming up here. Got a chance on the overlap here. Sadio Mane down the left-hand side. Comes running in. Plays it back to Robertson. Can Robertson get a cross away? Comes out to Jota. Elliott's made a lovely ball into the box. Not seen him. Comes out to Milner. Pays a beautiful ball over to Trent on the right-hand side. Switched it up beautifully. Trent with the ball in. Comes out to Mane. Got time to touch it. Oh, it comes to... Oh, it's not a pen. It was a challenge. Oh, it's one of those where the whistle blows inside the penalty area, but it is a free kick to Bilbao here. Foul by Mane. But it was a lovely switch of play here. It's a beautiful play. Milner switches it out with a lovely ball out to Trent on the right-hand side. Trent plays it in, and the problem for Mane, who is free in the box, but the bounce beats him. He has to chest it to get it under control, which gives Bilbao just a little bit of time to recover. And Mane ends up conceding the foul here, and it is a Bilbao free kick. But some really bright play. Lovely switch-up play here by Liverpool. Again, getting it out to the right, getting it out to the left. You can see what Liverpool are trying to do. Work it down the wings. If they can't get the cross in, they'll work it back. And at the moment, it's been Keita and Milner sitting in that pocket who have just whipped the ball out to the other side to Trent. That's happened a few times now, and it is really nice to see them whip it round so confidently. Milner, I mean, the man never seems to age. He is absolutely incredible. And he has just been up and down, almost box to box so far, James Milner. We were talking in the pre-season show, in the pre-game show, about Wijnaldum and the fact that we don't have him this season, and how are we going to replace him? Do we need to replace him? And Milner, of course, showing no signs of aging, can certainly do a job in that midfield, and has been showing that so far. Really bright start from the front, from this midfield three. Harvey Elliott has been really bright so far, looking to get involved. One shot that just whiskered past the post a few minutes ago. So it's really, really bright stuff, this, from the Liverpool midfield. And of course, Naby Keita with the pre-assist. He played the ball into Mane, who then played it into Jota to score. So looking really bright, Liverpool. Looking really... I say that, Bilbao on the attack. Cross comes in, Becker comes up and claims it beautifully. Well played there from Becker, claims it. And with an early ball out to Harvey Elliott, Liverpool have got the potential to counter here. Elliott coming down the right-hand side, charging down the right-hand side, plays it out to Salah, back to Harvey Elliott. And Liverpool just taking a bit of control here. Oh, Salah tries to play a quick ball into Elliott, and they get dispossessed. And Bilbao on the counter-attack here with Williams coming up, getting marshalled out by the left by Matip. But Williams, can he break away? He's pretty strong. It is there, but Matip is stronger and gets the ball. Good tussle that. Matip stronger. And Liverpool look to counter. It's end-to-end stuff. Fair challenge, though, although Liverpool dispossessed here, and it goes over. And, oh, Becker saves. Alisson was able to save there. Liverpool did lose the ball out. What looked to be quite a heavy challenge on Naby Keita. I think, to be honest, that was strong. He won the ball, but it was a strong challenge there. Whether it was a free kick, we'll need to see it again. But the crowd have gone. Something's happened. We're in a replay. We're back into the stream here. Bilbao have gone forward, but get dispossessed. Jota wins the ball back. It really is end-to-end stuff at the minute as Mane shakes off a challenge beautifully. Comes down the left-hand side. Tries to play an early ball through to Salah. Just too much of it. But Salah and the keeper claims it. It is really counter-attacking football here, to be honest, and it's absolutely brilliant. It is a pre-season, but you cannot get your breath with this game. It is end-to-end at the moment, and it is absolutely fantastic to see. Great to have you along as well. Don't forget to subscribe and like on the video as well, and put a message into the chat. We'll get a shout out. Yun-Sang, great to see you. If Van Dijk shows his old form again, the Reds will be... ... Oh, you've left us hanging there, Jun-Sang, but please do finish off that chat. We'll be... Oh, here's a ball through, though. Sadio Mane. Oh, and it is... Oh, and the flag's gone up. Goal is chalked off here. Lovely finish from Sadio Mane. The crowd are booing, obviously, but it did look offside. We'll see the replay in a short while. Flag came up quickly, so... It was a lovely finish from Sadio Mane, though. Coolly slotted by the right-hand side. Ball comes out. Quick free kick. Oh, I tell you what. Get the lines out from VAR. There's no VAR, obviously, in pre-season. That looked tight. That did look tight, although it did maybe shade of offside. But lovely thinking there again. It was a quick free kick. We know what Trent can do at quick set pieces. Normally, the last one he did went down in folklore, Liverpool folklore. against Barcelona in the semi-final of the Champions League, of course. But Trent with a quick free kick there, plays it over the top to Mane, and Mane judged to be offside despite finishing it off. Liverpool playing super quickly, really passing the ball out beautifully, switching it from one side to the other really quickly, which is great to see. Salah now coming in on the right, picks out Trent, who's drifted in with a lovely ball in, and Bilbao get it clear. It's going to go out for a Liverpool corner. Really bright play here from Liverpool, switching the ball around beautifully. And Trent providing that outlet, of course, really nicely. Liverpool with the corner here. Trent going over to take it. Not taken quickly, though, this time. Liverpool bunching up and then fanning out. Ball comes in, goes up. Van Dijk. Oh! Anytime you see Van Dijk on a header, your heart skips a beat. That is whipped in from Trent then, and Van Dijk, who does tower above. He gets well to get his head on this, but it just goes wide. The ball's just a little bit in front of him, really. He does get his head forward to try and get onto it, but he just heads it, and it goes wide in the end. But great to see Van Dijk back in a Liverpool shirt, of course, and what an asset he is for set pieces for Liverpool in the opposition box. Really, really good to see. Oh, Bilbao with a bit of tiki-taka there. That was pretty beautiful, but he's played it out, unfortunately. Well, I say unfortunately, it's a Liverpool throw. Van Dijk with the ball out to Trent on the right-hand side. Liverpool looking to play it, like I said, just switching it around. They don't keep it in the midfield for long, Liverpool. They are looking to get Trent and Robertson in on as much as they can. Liverpool dispossessed in the centre of the park there. And it comes out to Bilbao, who can't quite get it. And Trent looking with a lovely ball out to Salah. Salah picks it up on the right-hand side, cuts in. Is he going to release this? Is he going to hit it? He does. Oh, I think it's a save. It is a good save there by Bilbao. But, oh, it's Salah doing what Salah does. Picks it up, cuts inside, opens his body up, cuts back, plays the left. And the way only Salah, the way that Salah does, kind of just jinks in on the left and within a flash gets the shot away. But it is a good save. It was going in, actually. Mind you, needed the save. It was a lovely effort in the end. But keeper saves it, goes out for a Liverpool corner set piece, which I think Robertson... Oh, something's happened. Again, the replays. What's going on? The replay seem to be missing all the action. Liverpool apparently have taken the corner shortly and it's now over with Trent on the right-hand side, although the corner was on the left. Anyway, Salah's on the ball, plays a ball in, cuts inside, lovely ball, and Bilbao punches it away. And Robertson with the flash back in, and it's got to be, it's a chance for Mane with a header, goes over. Really good chance there from Sadio Mane. Ball comes out to Robertson on the left. Whits a beautiful ball in. Mane, he gets that hang time in the air. He just seems to stay in the air for so long, but he just can't direct his header, and it goes over the box. But really bright play from Liverpool here. We're seeing a replay of it. I half expect Liverpool to have scored, or Bilbao to have scored by the time we go back to live play. But really, really good stuff. But that's being very, very unfair to the stream. It is blink and you miss it stuff. This has been 30 minutes of really high octane, high energetic football here from both Liverpool and Bilbao. Bilbao have looked threatening on the counter, but Liverpool really probably, I'd say, the stronger team just because they keep winning it high up the pitch, which they've done again. Sadio Mane plays through Diego Jota on the left-hand side here. He gets the ball in, it floats, and Bilbao get the head on it. It gets cleared away. Lovely play there from Liverpool again, and you could see the speed. Van Dijk in quickly there, looking to get the challenge, but it comes out to a Bilbao player. Van Dijk slightly out of position. The ball comes over, and the flag has stayed down here, and he's got some space. Oh, it's a golden opportunity for Bilbao. Really should have got it in the back of the net there. That, not the best defending. Van Dijk comes out to win a header, and he doesn't quick get back track enough, and it releases Williams to the right. Williams plays a ball in from the right-hand side. Again, and we're going to see the replay. Yeah, big chance. Big chance this. Williams with the ball in from the right-hand side again. We've seen that a couple of times before. Liverpool really exposed to that ball. And it comes over again to Bilbao. Bilbao in here with a chance. And it's a lovely save from Alisson. And Van Dijk makes the clearance, but Bilbao knocking on the door here in the last 2 minutes. Williams again, really looking strong. And he comes in and he plays it. It's a lovely ball over the top. And he picks it up just inside the penalty area, runs it in, plays the shot, but the shot isn't quite on the money. He takes a touch. He has to stretch out Williams to play the shot, and it's straight at Alisson, who parries it into Van Dijk, and Van Dijk clears. But the ball is not safe yet. Bilbao with the ball on the outside the area. Can they get a cross in here? They have. Williams not there. And Marcos just tries to play a shot. Comes out to Marcos in the end, who just tries to hit the ball. It hits it straight at a Liverpool player, but Liverpool, oh, that's a foul. Yes, foul on Elliott, sorry. So Elliott wins the ball, intercepts the ball, runs on, and then gets completely wiped out by Bilbao. And he's picked up the centre ball, Elliott, and wins the foul just inside the Liverpool half. But a bit of breathing space here for Liverpool. 2 very good chances there for Bilbao in the last 3 minutes. And this is really high octane stuff. And Salah on the ball, and it's gone out for a Liverpool corner. Let's head back to the chat. And Themos, where can I watch the game? So the game is actually being shown on the Liverpool official website. You do need to register with LFC Go, though, to watch it. They were doing, don't quote me on this if this is now no longer the case, but they were doing free sign-up for their pre-season games, but you do need an LFC account. So head over to the LFC website if you do want to watch the game. It is streaming via LFC Go. As Liverpool have the corner here. Trent's gone out to take it on the right-hand side. So it's going to be an outswinger from Trent. And here it comes. Ball goes in. Oh, and Van Dijk again at the back. No one picked him up, and he just had the time to run through in just on the edge of the 6-yard box. But the ball, he had to get down low, and he's just head the ball wide. It's a lovely movement from Van Dijk there, but Van Dijk can't direct his header. He gets a lot of power on it, but he kind of hits it, and he's kind of just on the edge of the 6-yard box and heads it straight. Unfortunately, just can't turn it in. But lovely ball in from Trent again, and good to see Van Dijk, like I said, getting up there as well. But it's up the other end. Bilbao on the attack here, out with Williams on the left. And the ball gets cleared away by Liverpool. Back in by Bilbao. Alisson should take this. Alisson does. And Alisson there holds on to the ball. It's been a really bright half so far. Bilbao getting more of the ball in this last 5 minutes and posing more of questions of this Liverpool defence. Have broken through that defence a couple of times and been able to play a ball, and bar a better shot really from Marcos, they could have been 1-1, but it does remain 1-0 to Liverpool. And Liverpool with a throw-in just inside Bilbao's half. Trent on the ball, plays it out to Elliott. Elliott, who's played really brightly, tries a crossfield ball of his own, and it is beautiful. Picks out Robertson. Again, Liverpool switching the ball beautifully today. Yunsang Virgil is back. Absolutely. Absolutely, Junsang. Great to have you on the chat as well. And Salah picks up a foul. This is a relatively dangerous free kick for Liverpool here inside Bilbao's half. Salah traps it and just gets caught across the face there by Bilbao, and it comes to a Liverpool free kick. You would have thought, again, Trent and Robertson standing over the ball here. And Robertson, it comes in by Trent. Here it comes in. And the keeper's missed it. Comes out to Elliott on the left-hand side. Elliott will pick this up, but he lets it go out for a Liverpool throw. The keeper kind of misjudged that. He kind of managed to get a hand to it. The lovely ball in. Again, the crossing so far has been absolutely incredible today. Really, really impressive. But it goes out for a Liverpool throw deep into Bilbao's half. Mane picks the ball up outside the edge of the area, gets a shove in the back, and it goes out for a Liverpool corner. And Robertson's going to play this with an in-swinger. An out-swinger, sorry. It's a swinger. Whether it's in or out, we'll see. It's going to be an outswinger. Robertson standing over the ball here. Then a corner set piece play so far from Liverpool. Really good. Robertson crosses it in. Comes out. Lands in the ball. Drops down. Bilbao clear it. Oh, it did drop on the floor in the penalty area there. But Liverpool just couldn't quite get a foot on it. Lovely ball out from Alexander-Arnold. But it gets intercepted. And out for a Liverpool throw. And so play at the moment, 40 minutes gone. Liverpool 1-0 up with an early Jota goal. And there is a free kick here to Liverpool. It's going to be replayed though, because I think the Bilbao player he was a little bit too close. So Robertson standing over the ball. This is going to be replayed. Magic spray, using it in pre-season. God, that magic spray's been a revelation, hasn't it? Albeit I'm about 5 years too late by saying that comment, to be fair, because it's been in the Premier League for about 7 years. But, you know, Robertson standing over the ball. But Trent is as well. But Robertson's going to play it in. In it goes, but it's a bit too close. The keeper who only punched it away could have caught that, I thought. But it comes out to Bilbao, who are on the counter-attack here. Naby Keita, who is deemed to have fouled Bilbao in the centre circle here. And it is a free kick to Bilbao in the centre circle. But the Bilbao keeper there, not 100% confident. The ball comes in and it's one of those balls that you think that, well, the keeper's going to catch it. It's a bit too close to the keeper. But he does punch it out. It is a chance, but Liverpool don't get on the end of it as Liverpool concede a throw here, but Robertson's down. Oh, dear me. Robertson down and in pain. Oh dear, Robertson stayed down. This is not good. Liverpool players have come flooding round him. He is not happy. And he certainly isn't one to stay down. Oh no, Robertson, please. So what's happened here? Robertson basically has tried to intercept the ball. And the ball has just basically come in and hit his ankle. I think it's the ball that's done the damage to the ankle. I don't know if it's the trailing leg. Oh, it's bent back. Oh, that is a real concern here for Robertson. Oh, no, this is not good to watch. Please not Robertson. Yes, we have Simicast, but we do have Robertson down. Oh, this does not look good. And the teammates are all surrounding him. Does not tell you. Milner's down right by next to him. Robertson in lots of distress here. Robertson has sat up. Anfield has gone silent, as you would imagine, except for a nice round of applause coming around the stadium now. But Robertson's gone down here. This does not look good at all. He's sat up, and the stretcher is coming over. Oh, dear me. I think Robertson will definitely go off. I can't see him carrying on. He has not got back to his feet. Stretcher is coming over. And it was a really horrible one. It just looked to hit his trailing leg. I think it was the ball. We'll have to see it again. But the ball just hits the trailing leg. And it looked as though it was an awkward one. His leg just kind of bent unnaturally back. Oh, Robertson's standing up. Robertson's standing up. Although he is being helped out by the Liverpool physios. He's kind of being supported by Liverpool physios, but he is walking off the pitch. He's walking very gingerly on his... He's hobbling, although he is walking off. He's able to put pressure on it, though. The way he's walking, it's not that he's having to kind of hop his way off the pitch. He is being able to put pressure on it. Fingers crossed there is hope. Yeah, good shout, Junsang. Really good shout. Why too rough in pre-season? It is only pre-season, of course. We saw Farfan from Leicester break his leg in pre-season. You never, ever want to see it. Pre-season is all about getting yourself back up to match fitness, getting yourself back match fit, getting in contention for the first team if you're a fringe player, rotating. It's all about that. They are friendlies by definition. And so when you see players go down like that, under challenges like that, you do think, come on, guys, this is pre-season. Robertson off then. I think Simicast is going to come on in his place. Robertson gesturing I may be wrong here, but Robertson looked like he just mouthed, "I'm okay." We'll see, though. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on that as the game progresses, of course. But let's see. As we tick over, there will be some offside to Bilbao. So Liverpool have got a free kick here. Offside from Bilbao. No injury time played for that Robertson foul. So we do, or the Robertson challenge, we do go to half-time. That is half-time, everyone. Liverpool 1-0 up from a goal from Diogo Jota earlier on in the first half. Concern at the end of the second half there. Robertson going down under a very heavy challenge. And we'll see. We'll keep you posted with any news that breaks while we're live on Robertson. However, he did walk off, albeit with the support of the physios. And it did look to me, again, I might be wrong, it did look to me that he did mouth the words, "I'm okay." So hopefully nothing too long-term there with Robertson. It did look like a nasty, awkward fall as he went down. Stayed down for quite some time on the pitch. But Liverpool 1-0 up. Stay tuned. We're going to take a short break. We will be back for the second half of this live watch along. But until then, see you shortly. So welcome back everybody to the Liverpool review, the second half of Liverpool versus Athletic Club to begin shortly. Full commentary on all the action as it happens coming right up. So Liverpool leading 1-0 at the break after a goal from Jota, but perhaps most concerning is that injury to Andy Robertson suffered at the end of the first half, going down with his ankle looking to bend slightly awkwardly. He did manage to walk off with the aid of 2 Liverpool physios. However, we'll wait to see the severity of that injury. We hope it's nothing too serious, of course, Robertson being an integral part of this Liverpool lineup. We do have Kostas Tsimikas, of course, as Robertson's replacement, who has had a really bright pre-season, so it may be that we see him. It looks unlikely with that challenge, the way he went down, the way he went off, that Robertson will be fit or even risked to play in that opening Premier League game against Norwich on the 14th of August. But it is now the second half of the game and we'll kick off. We'll start the timer again and we'll update the ticker as well. So second half now underway. And here we go. Live commentary then on the Watchalong. Welcome along. Very welcome to the Watchalong. If you are watching, do hit the like button, do hit the subscribe button, do pop any comments in the chat and we'll pick those up and give you a shout out as well. But we kip up and Matip hits a miscue which comes out to Becker. Oh my word, bit of a nervy start there to the second half from Matip. Slightly miscues it, but Alisson is there to recover. Liverpool try to attack up the right-hand side and a misplaced pass or a mistouch there from Trent and it goes out for a Bilbao throw. Don't forget, we've got another game coming up for Liverpool tomorrow against Osasuna. The live watch-along will be back with the Liverpool review. We'll start the show 15 minutes before. We'll do a preview. We'll do a little look at Osasuna as a team. And before, again, full commentary of the live watch-along for Osasuna tomorrow. But for now, we've got the second half of Liverpool versus Bilbao. And Bilbao have picked the ball up just on the halfway line, but playing it back. Liverpool now attacking the Kop end with fans in it, which is fantastic to see. They have been in really good voice throughout this match, and it hasn't really had a feel of a pre-season friendly, to be honest. Lots of tackles flying in. Very high energy, fantastic first half. Liverpool looking so bright going forward. If you didn't catch the first half, Liverpool 1-0 up after a goal from Diego Jota. But Liverpool switching the ball so beautifully from right to left. You can see again their game plan is very much to go down the wings, but they are not afraid to hit those crossfield balls as they do. And Milner has been really, I think, really kind of instrumental. Trento with the ball, sorry to cut across. Liverpool attack here. Beck, who's come on as a substitute in this second half, plays a lovely ball in. It's out. Oh, and the ball gets tangled between Jota and Mane. Oh, and the ball just gets tied up between the feet. One of them could have conceivably got it out and got a shot away, but bright start this from Liverpool. Lovely ball in from Beck on the left-hand side. Elliott comes forward though. Elliott, who's had a really bright first half, plays in Milner, knocks it out to the left. Beck plays it over. Oh, and it goes not quite out. Bilbao keep it in. It's only come as far as Matip, though, who's up in the centre, but Matip loses it. Bilbao could counter here, but Liverpool do recover. Bilbao on the ball, but Liverpool have got men back to cover this. And Naby Keita with a lovely spell, but lovely kind of a tackle, but it goes out. Unfortunately, quick throw. And Bilbao have got a throw in just on the halfway line. So Beck has come on for the injured Robertson. No Tsimikas in the squad. We do expect probably Tsimikas to start the game against Osasuna tomorrow. So Beck has come in. It'll be interesting to see how Beck does. I tell you what, Beck's gone forward and there's a lovely ball out to him. He's on the ball now. But he goes back to Van Dijk. Looks very composed so far. A couple of touches he's had. He's now on the ball again. Looking to go forwards. Plays a nice ball into Keita in the centre half. And the ball comes out. Liverpool switching this play beautifully. Salah tries to release Trent down the right, but sadly it's cut out by Bilbao. And Bilbao on the counter here if they can get a ball forward, which they do. Out to Williams on the left-hand side here, who cuts in. We saw this in the first half. If he cuts the ball back in, but this time it's cut out by Matip. And it goes out for a Bilbao throw deep into Liverpool's half. Santiago with the ball, with the throw in, and Liverpool cut it out. Jota there back to cut it out. Beck plays a lovely chip build forward to Mane. Mane's got a bit of room here to run. He does. He tries to play it. Oh, he tries to release Salah early, but it gets cut out. You can see what Mane was trying to do there. Unlucky on that occasion. Salah playing more centrally as Jota comes back into the middle. Liverpool pressing beautifully. You can see every time Bilbao get on the ball, Liverpool are there to press. Nice ball through to Williams, but the ball goes out, and I think this is going to be a Bilbao corner, and it is. So Bilbao with the corner here. Play it short. Comes out to Meunier. Comes on the edge of the area. Oh, and it's offside. I think in the end, Liverpool take the ball. So the ball currently with Becker. And Van Dijk plays a lovely crossfield ball out to Trent. Trent looks to go forwards. And it comes into Jota, who is fouled by the Bilbao player. Looking quite bright there. Salah was through. If Jota wasn't fouled, he may have got a pass away to Salah down the right-hand side. But Jota is fouled. It's a Liverpool free kick just inside Bilbao's half. Liverpool attacking the Kop end this half. And Liverpool fans in full voice. This really does change the atmosphere completely. It's out to Harvey Elliott on the right-hand side here. Plays it back to Trent, who looks to release Salah down this right-hand side. Salah comes running into the penalty area, plays a cross in, it's deflected, and the Bilbao keeper comes out and claims it. So Bilbao with the ball, passing it around. Liverpool pressing very high, but Bilbao have released the ball here. It could be a counter. Williams down this left-hand side. Looks to play the ball in. He does. It comes through, and it's going to be a goal for Bilbao, and it is a goal for Bilbao. They concede Liverpool. It's 1-1. It's lovely build-up play from Bilbao here. Great combination. And Berenguer, who takes the goal. It's a lovely crossed in there beautifully from Sanset, I think. Sorry for the pronunciation. Comes through to Berenguer right pretty much on the Liverpool goal. Open goal, and it comes in. It's pretty poor defending, you have to say. How these balls get in. It's happened in the first half as well. Goes through Matip's leg. Van Dijk tries to cut the ball out. Doesn't. Beck can't pick the ball up. And it's Berenguer who gets the goal. It is 1-1, and Alisson thumps the ground in frustration. Don't really want to be giving goals away, even in pre-season. It's not a great goal to concede. And it's 1-1. Berenguer on the 53rd minute. So can Liverpool reclaim the lead? And this has been coming, to be honest. Bilbao were looking threatening like this. They've had their chances, Bilbao. Two pretty clear-cut chances in the first half. Williams down that wing does look a threat. Berenguer gets the goal in this second half, but in the first half, Bilbao did look dangerous with that, and you kind of sense that that was coming. They had a glorious opportunity in the first half to make it 1-1, but with the player blazing over the bar. But the ball's out with Milner. Hits Salah down the right-hand side. Salah comes running into the box, plays the ball in, but it just goes behind everyone. It comes out, though, back on the left-hand side. Plays it through to Naby Keita, through to Harvey Elliott, and it's passing round the sides again, but this is good play from Liverpool. Quite intricate. Salah's on the ball just outside the penalty area. Comes into Harvey Elliott, who plays a lovely ball out to Beck. Can Beck the cross the ball in? Mane there. Beck with a beautiful back heel, but Beck plays a heavy touch, and it runs through to the goalkeeper. It was lovely build-up play, you have to say, but it just missed that final. They were knocking it round the penalty area, left and right. Comes out to Beck. Beck plays in Mane. Mane with a lovely back heel, but Beck just plays a heavy touch, and it rolls through to the Bilbao keeper. Van Dijk wins the header, defensive header, but Milner loses it out into the midfield here, and he releases Williams down the left-hand side. It's a chance here. Beck with a lovely interception there. Wins the ball back. Comes out to Elliott on the right-hand side, but lovely defensive play from Beck. That's going to do his confidence a world of good. And it's great to see Beck, actually. Obviously on, not in the best of circumstances, on for the injured Robertson. But Williams on the ball here on the Liverpool penalty area. Bilbao kind of knocking it around a little bit more confidently to start this second half. Liverpool not had too much possession. Balenciaga plays it through now to Berenguer. Berenguer's got it on the left-hand side, tries to play it through, but Harvey Elliott is there at right back with a clearance, although only as far as Bilbao, but Salah does pick it up. No, he doesn't. They've lost it again. Bilbao on the attack here. Vinicius picks up the ball. It's up to Danny Garcia on the right-hand side. Danny Garcia plays it out. Bilbao now switch it up down to the right-hand side. Beck should cover this. He doesn't. And it goes out for a goal kick to Liverpool. Bilbao coming out looking a lot more attacking here in the second half. Liverpool did have a fantastic first half. We're playing some really lovely attacking football, but haven't quite got going this second half. And as Trent plays a lovely switchfield ball over to Becker, it's going to test Becker out as he controlled it. Oh, he does. Beautiful control there. Beautiful switch out. Becker plays it back to Van Dijk. But it's a lovely... I mean, we know Trent can do that time and time again. Plays those cross-switching balls. It's such an asset for this Liverpool team. It is so good to see those crossfield balls come off and have that as an option. And Harvey Elliott's lovely link-up play down the right-hand side here. Elliott releases Salah. Salah's coming in on the inside of the penalty area. Plays it in beautifully. Salah... What can Salah do? Just on the edge of the penalty area. Lays it out. Naby Keita puts it out to Beck. Beck traps it well. Can he get it out of his feet? Plays it back to Keita. And Keita's on the ball. Still dangerous. Still in play here for Liverpool. Comes out to Milner. Milner plays a lovely crossfield ball to Elliott. Elliott inside the penalty area. What can he do? Tries to get it. You can see what he's trying to do. He puts it onto his right foot, Elliott, but he plays it in. It goes out for a Liverpool corner. Elliott gets it onto his right foot. His weaker side. Plays the ball in. It's cut out by the Bilbao defender. But it is patient build-up play. It's good build-up play from Liverpool here. You can see what's quite nice, actually. The way they're doing this is they're looking sharper. Trent with the ball in. It comes in. Van Dijk goes up. It bounces on the floor. And it comes out. And it is a goal kick. It's a stab by Jota, who plays it, who knocks it over the bar, goes out for a Bilbao kick. That's the second time it's happened this game where the ball has bounced and it's gone nowhere, and as in it's gone anywhere really. And it's Jota this time who gets his foot on it. It's more of a stab, and he knocks it over the bar. But Diogo Jota playing very well. We'll just stay with this for now because Liverpool have won the ball back. They've got to throw in a dangerous area here again. That high press working wonders for Liverpool, turning the ball over. Comes out to Beck on this left-hand side. Mane holds up beautifully, comes running in. Oh, but his ball is just played behind Jota and it gets cleared out by Bilbao. only as far as Trent, who is lurking in this midfield. I did put a tweet out at half time. Will we see Trent play in midfield at some point in his Liverpool career? I think we probably will do. He really is a fantastic player, so versatile. We know he's got such a good range of passing. Liverpool, Bilbao, keeper comes out and makes the clearance. It goes out. Bilbao trapped it nicely here with Munian. And they're moving it around much sharper here. Danny Garcia with a lovely crossfield ball over to Berenguer on the right-hand side. But it comes to nothing. Milner and Matip back to Alisson. Oh, lovely turn of the shoulder there from Elliott. And he gets released down this right-hand side. He is charging. Elliott here plays a beautiful ball through to Mohamed Salah. Salah's inside and it gets cut out. It's going to be a Liverpool corner. That all came from Harvey Elliott. He's back defending on the right-hand side, picks up the ball, gets the ball played out, drop of the shoulder, and he is off down the right-hand side, releases Salah, cross in, and Diego Jota, it goes out, hits the corner flag, goes out for a Liverpool throw, came off the corner flag on the throw inside. Keita with a lovely ball through to Trent. Trent keeps it in. Oh, and Bilbao managed to claim it back. But what's really nice about this, I think, what we're seeing in this match, in this second half particularly, and obviously the first half, but in this second half, is that when Liverpool come forward, they are much more decisive in that final third. Okay, we haven't got a goal yet in this second half, but what we are seeing is much more decisive. Liverpool, one of the criticisms last season was very much of the fact that Liverpool were kind of knocking it around, not really creating that much in the final third as they would have liked. But you do see much sharper passing. I think a lot of that is coming from Harvey Elliott, who is looking to play those forward balls and those forward passes to either, well, mainly to Salah in this game, but certainly to Mane on the other side as well. You've seen Harvey Elliott hit some beautiful balls so far. But I think that's hopefully, if you see Elliott getting more game time, you're going to see to this Liverpool time. They are much sharper in their pre-season. Klopp said at the start of the game, he's commenting on Liverpool's pre-season, saying how much sharper they look. And you can really see this here. It is absolutely fantastic. Hey, Liverpool, good to have you along. Come on, Liverpool. Come on, Liverpool, indeed. Is only pre-season, but we are getting really high octane, really high energy stuff here. We'll also keep you updated with Robertson as well. He did go off at the end of the first half with a very worrying injury. We will bring any updates if they get released throughout the game. But so far, I think, well, he did walk off, but it doesn't look good for Robertson for the start of the Premier League. As Liverpool on the attack here, they come out with Beck on the left-hand side. A lovely ball through to Mane. Just needs to turn his shoulder, but it gets caught up into his feet. It does go out for a Liverpool corner. That was a good chance there. Lovely early ball from Beck to release Mane down the left-hand side. But Mane does end up... Well, he kind of can't get it out of his feet, Mane. He tries to turn the Bilbao defender, but you can see what he's trying to do again, but the Bilbao defender just kind of reads it. Does go out for a Liverpool corner, though. Trent's coming over to take it. Van Dijk, Matip up, play it short out to Milner, comes out to Trent, and kind of gets a bit lost there. They play it out the back. They try to play it short, and I think they were trying to tee up Trent on the overlap to play the cross in, but it doesn't. It comes out to Keita and goes back to Alisson, so nothing coming from the corner. Comes out to Elliott on the right-hand side. Elliott's had a really, really lively game. His vision of passing actually has been pretty incredible so far this game. He's just been able to pick out those balls, and what's nice to see, as I was just saying, is he's always looking up, looking to release Salah and Mane down with those through balls, be it on the floor, over the top. He's been a really, really bright spark to this Liverpool side so far, as Bilbao look to change what looks to be about 7 players, I think, for Bilbao coming on. I'm glad I'm not doing the team updates for them. This I'll be able to keep up. In fact, let's just change that while we're on it. So the left back, of course, Robertson going off. Beck coming on. Liverpool not looking to make any changes yet. Of course, we have got that game against Osasuna tomorrow. So you do expect them perhaps to keep players on maybe for longer than you would expect otherwise in a pre-season. But this is the last game for Bilbao. Bilbao, of course, playing Southampton yesterday, beating them 3-1. So they have bought the change. Looks to be 5 changes from Bilbao. There's a goal kick to Bilbao. And Bilbao playing it down the right-hand side, kind of passing it around the back at the moment, Bilbao. Liverpool kind of taken their foot off the gas a little bit with their pressing. They're not as intense as they were in the first half, allowing Bilbao a little bit more of the ball. And they've got the ball here with a lovely back heel down the left, but Matip cuts it out. Bilbao certainly seeing a lot more of the ball this second half. And it's a foul to Liverpool in Nunez. So I'm just checking to see if there's any Robertson updates. Nothing so far. And the ball's played out wide to Salah, who comes coming in into the penalty area. Tries to hit it with the inside of his foot, but the ball goes out and Bilbao claim it down the right-hand side and manage to clear it. Although it is overturned, Elliott with a lovely tackle in. It comes back to Salah. Elliott's on the run. If he can, Salah can pick him out. He doesn't. He holds off the player well, though. Comes back out to Trent just on the edge of the area. Salah's on the ball. Comes out to Elliott. Can he get the ball in? Still with Salah. Still dangerous. Liverpool just looking to create a bit of space here to get the cross in. No one really in the box, though, which is perhaps why Liverpool are being quite hesitant here, and they knock it out. Comes out to Salah. Will he jink in? He starts running, and he plays a lovely ball through. Comes out to Mane, but Mane just can't release the ball into the 6-yard box, and they clear it. But Liverpool pick it back up here. It's with Milner. Now with Naby Keita on the edge of the box. Keita's got a bit of space. Plays it through for Mane. Mane, oh, it's a lovely save. Point blank from the Bilbao keeper. Oh, it is a beautiful save. It's a lovely through ball from Keita. Comes into Mane, traps it beautifully, turns, hits the shot right on the 6-yard box. And Bilbao do... Yeah, the Bilbao keeper, it's a lovely save. It is straight at the keeper, but he makes himself big. And Mane gets a shot on target, but it's not the goal Liverpool are looking for in this second half. And Bilbao have got it on the right. It's end-to-end stuff, this, as it has been whole game. It has been incredible so far. And Bilbao have got a chance here, but Matip puts it out for a corner. Raul Garcia there, but Matip with the important challenge in, puts it out for a Bilbao corner. And just while we wait for the corner, coming up, of course, on the live watch-alongs, we have Osasuna tomorrow. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Show starts at 6:45 UK time. Join us for that. We'll have a pre-match show where we will look at Osasuna, bit of a deeper dive into them, as well as look at all the team news ahead of the live watch-along, live commentary as it happens on the Liverpool review. Bilbao corner comes to nothing, although they have got a throw-in on the opposite side, deep inside Liverpool's half here. And they're knocking it back, looking to play the through ball. It comes out. It's a brilliant ball in, and it just beats the Bilbao player. It goes out for a Liverpool goal kick. Bright play there from Bilbao. Liverpool's defence a little bit switched off, allowed him to run down the left-hand side. It looks like Reece Williams is about to come on. And thank you very much, Liverpool. Great to have you along. As Becker takes the goal kick. And Mane is deemed to foul. So we're going to see 2 changes for Liverpool here. Reece Williams coming on, as is Ben Woodburn as well. Bilbao play a long ball forward. Alisson's come out brilliantly, takes it just on the edge of his area there, read the ball beautifully, comes out to claim. Rolls it out to Navigator, who's looking to make things happen here down the left. Comes out to Trent, who plays it in for Salah. Into Keita, this is lovely interplay here, and Elliott releases Salah down the right-hand side. That was beautiful build-up play. That's a handball there. It should be a foul. It is. Liverpool with a dangerous free kick on the right-hand side, but that was beautiful interplay. Liverpool play it quickly, and the referee's allowed it, but nothing comes of it. Keita tries to find Beck on the left-hand side, gets intercepted though, and it's going to be a free kick to Bilbao, but he's played advantage. End-to-end stuff as Bilbao come flooding forward in numbers here. Lovely over the ball top there. And Milner comes back with the recovery challenge to pick it up. Really nicely played. And Matip clears it out. This Salah-Elliott link-up play this match has been absolutely brilliant. You do wonder whether you're going to see more of Elliott, possibly a starting position. That would be, on the back of this, you would have to say it would be good for Liverpool's forward play because it has been absolutely fantastic. Elliott picks up the ball on the edge of the box here. Again, looking to make something happen. Mane, Liverpool just passing it around Bilbao's penalty area, and Salah plays a through ball, which goes through to the goalkeeper as the subs come on. But Harvey Elliott and Salah have been linking up brilliantly this second half. You can see Elliott, that loan spell at Blackburn last season, it's really done him wonders. And it is Van Dijk coming off for Reece Williams. 70 minutes for Van Dijk. Goes off to a standing ovation from this 40,000 capacity crowd here inside Anfield. And he has played pretty well, to be honest. He's not had, I say he's not had too much to do. Bilbao certainly have had their chances, but what has been asked of Van Dijk, he's done it, and he's looked a real threat in the opposition box as well from Liverpool set pieces, which is great to see. But great to see Van Dijk get more minutes as he recovers from that long-term injury. You would expect him to start. He certainly looks in good shape. That's 70 minutes now. 1 week to go until Norwich in the Premier League next week. So you would expect him to start. Who he's going to start with, we'll see. Possibly Matip, possibly Konate, possibly Gomez. I think my money's on Matip personally, but we'll see how Konate and Gomez play tomorrow. So Liverpool with the ball here, just knock it around the back. But Alisson sends a long ball forward, tries to find Elliott, but it goes over the top and Bilbao managed to clear it up. Powerful header from Matip, who turns it over. Woodburn tries to get onto the ball, but is intercepted by Bilbao, who potentially have a counter-attack here. They knock it forward. It goes out. Oh, it's a lovely trap there from Berenga. But it gets cut out by Matip, and it goes back to Alisson. Beck plays a beautiful ball forward. This is through to Mane. It's just got a bit too much on it. And the goalkeeper's read it nicely. But lovely ball forward there from Beck, who's played really well so far. Has to be said. Some lovely forward balls from the 20-year-old. Looked pretty solid defensively when asked of him as well. Ball comes in here from Bilbao. Are on the attack. They're on the edge of the Liverpool area. Shot comes in. It is blocked by Reece Williams, but a ball comes into the box again. And, just a fraction too high. And Alisson comes out and claims it well. And Elliott's looking to start play again. Comes out to Milner. Puts it out on the left to Mane, who comes running down the left-hand side. Slows the ball up. This game has started to got a feel of a pre-season friendly now. I think Liverpool's high press in the first half is starting to take its toll on them. They have slowed the game down quite a lot now. Starting to look to pass it through the midfield as it comes out to Milner, who does play a lovely ball out to Harvey Elliott, who picks the ball up on the outside. Does a Mana, it does a Salah. Harvey Elliott denied by the upright. It's a beautiful play out. It's Salah-esque. Picks up the ball from Milner. Really, really nice play. He cuts inside on his left-hand side, gets the shot away. It's a beautiful shot. And it just hits the upright. Really, a centimetre to the right. It would have gone in. Really unfortunate. It's a lovely positive play there from Elliott as he gets the ball in. We'll see it again. And it just kind of hits the angle, actually. And it kind of comes out the same way it went in. It would have been so good to have Elliott on the score sheet, but really bright play, and it kind of sums up his game. He's had an absolutely incredible game. But Bilbao with the attack here, get the ball in, but Liverpool win it back with Naby Keita, back to Reece Williams. And it comes back to Alisson, but really, really bright start. And it must be said, Harvey Elliott really giving Klopp some thinking to do about whether or not he starts him against Norwich on the 14th, whether or not he gets a starting place in Liverpool's team. Is it too early for him? We don't know, I suppose. But the way he's playing in this pre-season, he looks so at home in this Liverpool team. He's really got embedded into the style. Obviously out alone at Blackburn last season. However, he looks really, really bright so far. And you do wonder at the top of that midfield whether or not, okay, you've got Fabinho to come back in, Thiago to come back in, Henderson to come back in, of course. But it does give Klopp a little bit of thinking to do. And he seems to, he spoke at the start of the game, Harvey Elliott. He typically, he would play more naturally in that front three. However, Klopp's playing him at the top of that midfield in this game. And he does look super comfortable in that position. I think the really nice thing about Harvey Elliott, he's played some beautiful link-up play with Salah. And you kind of think if you took Salah out, or you would take Salah out, but if you didn't play Harvey Elliott and Salah together, you wonder how much of that cutting edge there would be, because they've linked up so beautifully in this game so far. As Salah looks to counter for Liverpool, and it's read nicely by Bilbao, who cut it out. Liverpool with a slight chance on the counter there, but it is end-to-end. Bilbao come running down the other end. Trent's got a bit of defending to do and doesn't. The ball comes loose to Beck, who calmly plays it out. Very nice defending there. Still no news on the Andy Robertson injury. You would expect he would have gone for a scan on that ankle that did turn really awkwardly as he went down. As Bilbao on the attack here, but Milner manages to cut it out, although it gets turned over quickly, but it is a free kick to Liverpool. So just on that Robertson news, if you did miss the first half, Robertson at the end of the first half went down very awkwardly. Stretcher came on, but he didn't take it, walked off. But it didn't look good considering that the Premier League starts in a week's time. So he'll have a scan on the injury and we'll see the extent of it. But it does look as though Tsimikas will be starting at left back next week, depending on the severity of that injury. You hope it's not ligament damage. If it is and an operation ensues, it's going to be a long-term injury. But like I said, he did walk off quite comfortably and he did look to mouth, I thought, as he walked off, I'm okay. So you think, hopefully, it's not going to be too serious. Liverpool on the ball here, play it through from Matip, comes in. It's Ben Woodburn, plays it out left to Beck, but Beck can't control it. It goes out for a Bilbao throw on the far right-hand side. So Alisson on the ball, plays it out long. Liverpool just taking their foot off the gas a little bit in this second half. Very high press in the first. Now just looking, really kind of setting up, I suppose, a little bit more on the counter, giving Bilbao a lot more of the ball. Not seen so many of those high turnovers up the pitch as we saw in the first half. But Liverpool looking relatively comfortable, to be fair. I think this last 10 minutes is going to be played out at a slightly slower pace. The ball comes out to Beck, who plays it back to Williams. Tries to play a long ball forward, switch it up, out to Harvey Elliott, and it is very nice. Trent reads it nicely down this right-hand side. If Trent can get the ball in, he does first time. And it goes out for a Liverpool corner. That was really nice play. The nice thing, Elliott's done this a couple of times, actually. Ball comes out to him on the switch, and he just manages to get his left foot round it on the volley, knock it over the Bilbao defender, and release Trent down that right-hand side, who plays a pretty much first-time ball in. Decent ball, as you would expect from Trent, but no one in there to meet on the end of it. But the Bilbao defender taking no chances and knocking it out for a corner. So here comes Trent. Plays the ball in, and it's headed clear by Bilbao. Milner plays a ball through, gets cut out by Bilbao, and Bilbao look to counter-attack here. This game is so open, like I said. But Woodburn comes back and cuts out the ball. Who needs Messi when you've got Ben Woodburn, eh? And Liverpool passing it, trying to knock it out the back, trying to play short balls around the back, but Milner puts his foot through it, and it goes up to the right-hand side, through to Keita, who is adjudged to have handball here. Does irritate, yeah. Okay. Oh, Bilbao play a lovely ball across the box. Oh, and it goes out for a Liverpool goal kick, but that was a chance, half a chance there for Bilbao. Slightly better ball. Raul Garcia comes running in on the left and just has to extend the leg and doesn't quite get good contact on it. It goes out for a Liverpool goal kick. Seen that quite a lot this game so far. Bilbao playing those dangerous balls in from the wings. Liverpool have got to be careful here. The ball gets turned over high up the pitch. And the ball gets whipped in from Bilbao, and Matip is there to clear it. It's with Beck. Liverpool living a little bit dangerously at the back there. Williams has to kind of lump it clear down. It comes out for a Bilbao throw on the halfway line. This game, yeah, it really kind of has fizzled off a little bit, to be honest. As Liverpool look to make two more changes, Kane and Morton coming on. Vescar and Paredes coming on for Bilbao. So the subs just coming on now. Liverpool, 82nd minute, 1-1. Jota in the first half played really, really well. Got the goal as Naby Keita comes off. Morton and Gordon coming on. And Harvey Elliott comes off as well to a standing out ovation from Liverpool. I thought Naby Keita had a good game. He looked bright in spells, looking to open up the play. Good link-up play. Nice through ball again. Was part of that Liverpool goal when Diego Jota scored in the bottom right-hand corner. And Harvey Elliott has been absolutely fantastic. I've said his name a lot, which probably means he's either doing something really well or really badly, but it has been really positive from Harvey Elliott today. And I don't know if we'll see him against Osasuna tomorrow. We may do. He may be on the bench. I'm not sure. I doubt he'll start. But a really, really positive 82 minutes or so from Harvey Elliott today. So the ball's played out right to Trent, and there looks to be a foul here, but the referee's wave play on. Ben Woodburn plays in, very nicely done. Woodburn's on the ball here, comes out. Oh. And it's a strike from Liverpool outside the penalty area. I'm not sure if it's Morton or Gordon, one of the two, who tries to bend it in the top right-hand corner. But it just goes right at the right-hand side of the post. And it was a good chance that it came out to, I think it was Gordon on the right-hand side. It came out to Trent on the right-hand side, and he plays it into Gordon, edge of the penalty area, tries to curl it into the top right-hand corner, but goes about 5 yards right at the post. Bright play and good play from Liverpool. The subs, of course, coming on, giving Liverpool a slightly change in dynamic as they try to make something happen. Through ball goes out for a Bilbao goal kick. And Trent wins the ball back. Barca semi-finalist. Can he get the ball in? He does. And it just gets intercepted there by Bilbao, who clear it away. But the way Trent won that ball, that was akin to when he won it. He picked it up for the Gini Wijnaldum first goal against Barcelona. The way he just nipped the ball back off the feet of the Bilbao defender, runs it in from the right-hand side, but the cross is cut out. So into the final 5 minutes of this game then. Liverpool 1, Bilbao 1. It's been a really entertaining game, it has to be said. First half, incredibly high energy as Liverpool come forward here with a lovely ball forward from Trent. Salah's on the ball. Mane, can he pick it up? He can't. And Bilbao get it clear. It was a lovely clip ball forward from Trent, but Salah it was reading it just as he was coming over. Salah couldn't quite get it down in front of his feet and it runs out. And Bilbao get it clear. It comes all the way back down to Alisson. Liverpool on the ball here. Beautiful chip ball out from Woodburn to Beck. Beck coming down the left-hand side. Can he get the ball in? He does. He goes in. Oh, it goes out for a Liverpool corner. Really positive play. That's probably, I'd say, as energetic as we've been in the last 10 minutes. Lovely ball out from Woodburn. Beckham on the left-hand side comes running in, cuts it round to the defender, gets the ball in, but it gets cut out. And it's a corner to Liverpool here. Trent's come out to take it. It's going to be an in-swinger from Trent. And no injury time coming. So 3 minutes to go. Can it be a winner? Trent doesn't beat the first man and gets it clear. It goes out for a Liverpool throw. Can Liverpool muster up one more chance before the end of this second half? 2.5 minutes to go. No extra time, of course. Pre-season friendly. Liverpool knock it back. Matip's on the ball just inside Liverpool's half. Comes out to Kane, who knocks it back to Alisson. Alisson tries a searching ball forward to Salah. Doesn't pick it up, but Bilbao in a little bit of trouble here, but do manage to get it clear. Thought they were going to get turned over there. Comes out for a Liverpool throw. And unbelievably, Mo Salah hasn't got a goal yet in pre-season. Has looked incredibly sharp and had a really good game today, but no goal to justify, or to say to that pre-season. I doubt we'll see Salah tomorrow. He has been playing the full 90 minutes, so I doubt we'll see Salah tomorrow. Probably be rested ahead of that game against Norwich on the 14th. It comes off the referee here. We may see a drop ball. So looks like this game is going to finish 1-1 as we enter into the final minute of this game. The ball's with Allison. Plays it out left to Beck. And the ball goes out for a Bilbao throw. Bilbao could have one final opportunity here. It's a throw just inside Liverpool's half. They opt to go back. And whether they'll come forward again, I don't know. We'll see. But they're knocking it around the back at the moment. As the ball comes out to Bilbao. Oh, here we go. This could be a chance. Bilbao, if he can get the ball in, he does. Matip not really convincing as it goes up. Got to be a little bit more convincing than that. The ball comes out. It could be... Oh, the ball gets crowded out. And Kane living a bit dangerously. Trent tries to get his foot through it. Doesn't quite get it clear. It comes out to Bilbao on this left-hand side. Gets the ball in. And the header in. Oh, and it goes over. It was a chance there for Bilbao towards the end. But I think that's probably going to be it now. As Valiabro tries to get his head on it. Yeah, it just goes over. It's good defending in the end from Reece Williams. Just puts a bit of pressure on him. But that is probably going to be, and it is, the last kick of the game. So it finishes Liverpool 1, Athletic Club 1. Goal from Diogo Jota, but keep your eye out on news for Andy Robertson going down with an injury at the end of the first half. We'll keep an eye on that. Perhaps we'll have an update in the in the pre-game show tomorrow, where you can join us at 6:50 UK time ahead of kickoff at 7 o'clock. It will be Liverpool versus Osasuna. But thank you ever so much for tuning in today. It's been a real pleasure. Enjoy the rest of the day. Take care, and we'll see you next time.